Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the Hollywood Morgue podcast. Today, I'm here with my special guest and co-host, Doc J. Doc, how you doing today?
I am doing all right. I'm doing okay. I think I
Doing
just watched
okay?
a murder.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't tell, there was the first presidential debate against Joe Biden and Donald Trump. For any of you listening in the future, um, yeah, big deal tonight. Everybody was talking about it. All kinds of live streams on, and we're gonna capitalize on that. So, uh, you watched it. I didn't. Please tell me what was going on.
2 minutes in, Donald Trump says to the Chris Wallace, the moderator, "I guess I'm debating both of you. That's okay. I expected it."
Damn.
It it
Cool.
was it was rough. Joe Biden spent most of the debate walking back everything that the Democratic Party keeps promising. Most of the time, he was walking back Bernie Sanders, AOC. He even walked back a lot that Kamala Harris said. And a majority of the debate, he spent either refusing to answer questions about Hunter, refusing to answer questions about things he said in the past, and condemning Donald Trump for everything and walking back everything the Democratic Party said. At one point, he said, "I am the Democratic Party."
God. Yeah.
Donald
That's
Donald Trump was a real prick on this one.
right. Like, you know, what I mean, if they're not answering or they're not giving him the chance to answer, how is he able to debate? That's not right. If Biden has the right to debate and talk, then they should have equal speaking time. Like you have 5 minutes to tell us your point and whatever. Um, I think Trump he might have come in a little bit too cocky because he thought he knew he was going to win, or he thought he knew he was going to, debate was going to be a landslide. So he might have come in with that kind of cocky attitude, you know, about it.
You can tell Trump got very frustrated. He was very agitated because it wasn't just that the moderator, Chris Wallace, was cutting off uh, Donald Trump whenever he tried to make a point. It was equally important that he was cutting off Joe Biden when Joe Biden would start to make his gaffes. And the more frustrated Trump got, the bigger his smile got, and the more he would start cutting Joe off. And Joe
It was
Biden,
unprofessional.
it was bad. It was pretty bad. Joe Biden publicly made an agreement with Bernie Sanders. He got Bernie Sanders to come onto his campaign as what have you, and the two talked about the economy and the Green New Deal and global warming.
Right.
And then when Trump pulled up some of the shit that Bernie Sanders has said, it was a trap. It was such a trap. He'd bring up something crazy that Bernie Sanders has promoted, and that's when Joe Biden says, "I'm not Bernie Sanders. I beat Bernie Sanders. I defeated him." Right, but doesn't Bernie Sanders work for your campaign? Ah, I beat Bernie Sanders. He basically just shit on Bernie
Bernie
Sanders. He's
Sanders.
like, "Fuck Bernie Sanders. That guy's an idiot." Like, dude, you've got him campaigning for you. Like,
Right. That's
dude.
not smart. That'd be like Trump saying, I don't stand what Kanye said and all this stuff, even though Kanye's like one of
Right.
his. Oh, hi, kitten. How you doing tonight? It's good. You go to bed, but hi. Thanks for popping in. I was just talking about this whole debate thing going on, and Doc's giving me the inside scoop on it, and it's very interesting so far. But thank you for joining us today. But no, from what I hear, I feel like, hey, video creep, how you doing? That's the first time in a while since he's been on here. Um, but no, they changed. I don't know. They changed the locations of the debate. It's somewhere now, but they changed it from one of the colleges, which I think is kind of smart
Yeah.
because colleges are a very hot place when it comes to issues like this. And
Right.
you know, why would you want to be a school? Oh, they had the 2020 debate at the Michigan College, which was one of the places they were going to go to, but they changed it. And it's like, why would you want to have it here? Like, we're not going to go to school here because Trump went there for his debate. I think it's kind of dumb, but honestly, it's smart. You know, um, but I feel like you don't feel like any of them won, like the whole. You don't feel like any of them won the debate.
I don't think it was a debate. I think it was Trump basically trying to say something, him getting cut off by both sides, and Chris Wallace, he really made himself look bad because he was raising his voice, he was cutting both parties off, and Joe Biden, they ended the debates early because it looked like he was starting to fall asleep.
Oh, Sleepy Joe.
Like, it looks like I'm pretty sure they ended it 10, 15 minutes earlier than it was planned.
What's weird when you see Joe Biden on TV and you see him and he's always like this. He always looks like he's about to do that. That's like me. Like when you see me on here, I look like I'm about half to sleep because I'm looking at you. I'm Joe Biden. I'm ready for this. No, did you hear? I said this in another live stream. I don't know if you were on it, but Jim Carrey is going to be playing Joe Biden in the new season of SNL. I guess after this debate, he's going to be. They're going to start the season, I'm guessing.
I don't know that they're going to have him on much. 40 days and the election's over.
Yeah, but they can still make jokes and stuff. Like, I don't know. SNL always has a way of putting Trump in a video. And, of course, Alec Baldwin's going to be Trump. Which Alec Baldwin, he does a good impression of him. It's just stupid, obviously. But it's just fun. It's funny, but it's stupid. It's kind of like Daryl Hammond when he did Clinton.
Yeah.
Or Will Ferrell.
Dana Carvey did Bush
Senior.
Did Bush Senior. Farrell did Bush Jr.
Which is weird because I always thought that Carvey looked more like Bush Jr. Because he plays Bush. He plays Bush in Master of Disguise.
Yeah. Yeah, he played Vice President Bush for back in the day.
Oh God,
that's how old Carvey is.
Man.
He also did Ross Perot. Like, he's good.
I watched Dana Carvey. A lot of his. I watched a couple of his stand-up, and a lot of the jokes like he does when he repeats the punchline. Like he'll do a punchline and then he'll just keep saying it. It's like, okay, I had it funny the first time.
Yeah.
Which
I think he's better stand-up than Mike Myers. Mike Myers isn't very good at stand-up. Not much to it. But Mike Myers is a better writer and a better actor.
Yeah. No, he did. Was like he has more. The more people he's surrounded by, like people like Carvey, or like Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, when they did Dumb and Dumber together, they had more scenery to cheer at. They had physical objects to pick up and make funny. I'm taking the hat off, I'm doing all this crazy stuff, and they have stuff to use instead of just standing there by yourself. They're not, they're not just relying on the jokes.
Jeff Daniels with Jim Carrey made Jim Carrey better. Jeff Daniels with Keanu Reeves made Keanu Reeves better. Jeff Daniels is a great actor to pair with people. He has good timing. He plays off of people very well. He's like, if you watch wrestling, he's like Mick Foley. He's the Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. Cactus Jack.
Because Yeah, you put Cactus Jack with someone, and he's so good at taking bumps. He's so good at making the other guy look good. That's
Right?
Jeff
Yeah,
Daniels.
that's Andre. I watched Joe Rogan. Got to go back to Joe Rogan again. Talking about other podcasts. Better have me on your fucking podcast one day, Joe. When I become famous. I'll bring
He'll
Doc
be
on too,
censored by then.
probably.
Spotify's already going on strike.
Right? Yeah, yeah. No, Jake the Snake. He had Jake the Snake on a couple months ago, maybe a year or so ago now, and talked about talked about working with Andre back in the day, and he said that Andre, Andre's 7 foot tall, 500 something pounds, and you
Yep.
can't just lift that up with your bare hands. So when Andre would charge at people, he would jump. He would make Jake look good because Jake couldn't lift it over his head like that. But when
Those
Andre
two
would,
had a great feud because they got along.
right. No, it's funny hearing the stories about Andre and his habits, especially his drinking habits. They said he drank 2 cases of beer, 24-pack, 48 beers in a car ride. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah. It's like you go back and you look, and like this is a beer can in his hand, right?
Right.
He's like,
Empty.
oh yeah, I think I've shown you this before. I keep all my meds
Not drugs. Nice.
in a. It's just funny because when I was driving cross country this last time, I was bringing all my meds, and I'm like, peanut jar, yeah, put them or mixed nuts.
This is not alcohol.
Ooh,
I need to put
nice.
a label on it, a sticker on it. Not alcohol.
But I like it because it's nuts because they're my crazy meds. And I thought I'll make that pun a little better. Not drugs.
Not drugs. Like, these nuts, your can of nuts sounds a little bit shaky there, sir. You want to open that for me? Oh. Will you get in trouble if you had the tin of that? Would you get in trouble, like if you got pulled over?
It depends on the state and different stuff. I know you have to have it in the container that's labeled with the name and all that stuff on it.
Not drugs.
But I don't take any pain medication. I don't take any narcotics. I just take crazy pills, depression pills, anxiety pills, blood pressure.
Yeah.
More anxiety, more crazy, that sort of stuff. So I got some muscle relaxers that they would probably, about. But whatever.
Steroids?
No. Although
you don't take steroids. Look at all those muscles. You don't take steroids.
I very, very strongly considered doing a couple rounds of it to strengthen my back, because with my leg, I wanted to get more walking in, but it takes time. The fact that I got to use a cane hurts my shoulder, which is already bad. My back, because you're off level. So, man, I strongly considered doing a couple rounds of steroids and building up the back muscles.
Right.
Just so that I'd be like, yeah, my back's strong enough to compensate for all the other issues. But I went against it because I don't really have to be very physical these days. And it can cause some health issues. Now, HGH, I might look into that. It worked well for Kobe. He had no long-lasting health effects from it.
Yeah.
Not because he died in a helicopter crash. He's just the one I always think of.
You're
because his knee was fucked up.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I'm thinking like he had no long-term effects, and it's like, shit, he died young.
Damn.
But no, it was like 12 years.
Right.
12 years before he died. And
you would know he had
recovered
effects.
great. Right.
Yeah, you would know if he did. But yeah. medicine. I've never had to take any special medicine, stuff like that, because I'm not a sick child. I've been in good health. That's gonna bite me in the ass one day. They're gonna be, oh, you have colon cancer.
Not
I'm gonna have something
taking
bad.
meds is it just means you have a good immune system. Your immune system fought everything off.
Right.
People have a tendency of throwing antibiotics at kids for everything, even viruses, which antibiotic is antibacteria, antiviral is antivirus. So yeah, antibiotics for infections. Viruses, you take antivirals, but people throw penicillin at a virus, and all it does is the body's like, okay, penicillin, worthless. Got it. Just
Right.
any issues you get.
Yeah. No, but I'm glad that I don't have any like long lasting, or right now any health issues where I have to take medicine. Um, I don't have anxiety medication. I should have. I probably need to look in getting a not a CAT scan, but just something wrong, like because I always have bad headaches. It could be because of being overweight doesn't help, but I don't know what it's from. But I think about getting a CAT scan. I just can't afford it right now.
Check
You know?
out first thing I always go with is eyes when it comes to headaches.
Yeah, that could be it too, because I normally wear glasses. So
Start with the eyes, then move on to sinuses, and then go on to, believe it or not, back pain. Any back issues can cause it. Not as likely, but it happens.
yeah, it could be the way I sleep, or I like watch videos on my TV, because obviously I'm like laying down. I'm like that, and then I of course have to sit in school, and then everything, and my posture's not always the best, because when I'm doing my homework or something like that, I'm doing this, I'm like that. So yeah, so my posture's not the best, and I do need my glasses, so that's probably one of the problems. But I mean, I don't know. And that's my biggest fear is I'm gonna get something like that done, and then it's gonna be like, oh, you have this. Like, I don't know. Can't get it right now. I'm gonna wait till this whole COVID thing passes.
Right. Speaking of such, during the debate, the whole COVID argument, like,
Oh,
so one thing I noticed that made me chuckle is Joe Biden said that Donald Trump is against masks. Okay.
he wears a
Then
mask.
he turned around and said, yeah, so he has these big outdoor events where everyone's getting COVID. And this reporter comes walking up to him, and he's like, whoa, 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 stay back more than 6 feet. Make sure you're wearing a mask. Because Donald Trump doesn't care about the people in the audience. He just cares about himself. I thought you just said he doesn't approve of masks. Now you're saying he demands people wear masks around him, but like,
it's people's own choice if they choose not to wear masks. Honestly, I really don't care to wear a mask in public. I just do it because I want to go eat at Wendy's, and if I gotta wear a mask to go to Wendy's, God damn it, I'm wearing a mask. So, it's just one of those things. And I do it because I don't want to get in trouble. Last thing I want is to be thrown out of a store. Oh, because you didn't have a mask on, you're an asshole. Personally, I don't want to wear one, but
I will say this as carefully as I can because I don't want anyone to get in trouble. If we look at Nordic countries and other South Korea, when you look at these other places that did not go on lockdown and do not wear masks, other than those with comorbidities and those who are vulnerable wearing masks, but the general population not wearing masks,
right.
There was a quicker recovery. Now, if you say wearing masks is bad, then YouTube will punish you.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm saying wearing masks.
And I'm not saying that either. I am going to say that there's a lot of political bullshit and a lot of wishy-washy language. Everyone will tell you the CDC recommends wearing a mask. The American Lung Association recommends wearing a mask. Gotcha. Also, the American Lung Association does not endorse any of the masks that are on the market at the moment. The American Lung Association does not endorse surgical masks or N95 masks.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
And
Like, what about those?
They certainly don't endorse cotton masks. Now, they do put their endorsement behind specific N95 masks that have valves.
The thing? The little filters?
The
or
little, like, yeah, like kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Like the super, like, Mott Gear ones.
No, I
The
saw a
CDC
guy in
The CDC says that they do not endorse any masks that are available on the market. They do not. They say there is no harm. There is very little harm that comes from wearing a mask. And that there are some masks available that can help. But they won't say any of the masks people are wearing are good. They just won't say anything about it.
Right.
And it's like,
well, because if they do that,
wishy-washy. Because they'll get punished. They'll get shut down. If you share a link to the CDC's website on Twitter to the comorbidities page, Twitter will remove it for misleading information.
Yeah.
A graph from the CDC. All right, cool. So that makes the whole thing difficult to talk about. Now, Donald Trump, when this whole thing happened, he did three things. One, he put a ban in from a very extensive ban to block China and other countries. Any country that does not block China. Like, he tried to put this big restriction down. Now, if you're an American citizen, then you can come back. But if you're not a citizen, then no, you can't come in. Because you can't disallow American citizens. That's a violation of our rights.
Yeah.
And that was attacked and called racist by Joe Biden himself. During the debate, Joe Biden said, Donald Trump, he acted slowly. He denied it was serious, and we have 200,000 dead because of him. Oh, okay. But Joe Biden himself said he would not have put in the travel ban. Now, during the debate, anytime you try to bring that up, then the moderator would step in and be like, no, that's not what we're talking about right now. Yeah, it is.
Why does the moderator have more power over the debate than the two elected guys or two nominees?
Because the only way you're going to get two opponents to show up together to debate is you have to have someone running it. I don't know if you watch any of the YouTube debaters, but there's a worthless piece of shit, and this isn't coming from Splatter, this is coming from me, so link to my fucking channel and send all your little bread tube bitches my way. Named Vosh.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I heard about him. You ever seen Isaac Butterfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a video about this guy.
Yeah. Vosh will get someone on there, and all he does is he starts screeching over them, fascist, Nazi, and it's like, Sargon of Akkad did a debate with him, and Sargon of Akkad is like, okay, here's a very measured, calculated, intelligent statement that you can agree with or disagree with, and a lot of those I disagreed with Sargon, and Vosh, his response was, You're a fascist. You're a Nazi. You threatened to rape that woman. It's like, okay. One, fascist is someone who's authoritarian, who wants to implement laws to restrict people and restrict their speech and their actions.
Right.
So, no, not a fascist. Two, Nazi, National Socialist Party, whose policies you want to implement, but you clearly don't want Holocaust or genocide, and you don't want the attachment to the bad stuff that the Nazis did, but Vosh is a Nazi.
But aren't these people, not all of them, clarify, some of these people who are on the left side of the political spectrum, aren't they saying that they'd rather be socialist and communist? And you know who else was a socialist and a communist?
Right. Like,
but they want to identify as that. It's like, why do you want to identify that when you're saying, oh, these are the same people that are in office? Like, if you're voting for a socialist and a communist, then you should be voting for Trump, like that. So if you're wanting that, then you should vote for that. But these people want to vote in people who are trying to, like you said, restrict like their laws and their rights and everything.
Right. The word fascist, the word racist, the word Nazi, these things are not being used properly at all, which makes everything terrible. Like, Antifa is a very fascist organization. Very fascist. BLM is a very racist organization, and not against white people. BLM is racist against black people.
Yeah, that's
what do you
true.
mean? Their entire policy is, we need to eliminate the nuclear family. We need to implement Marxist policies. We need to go into black communities, burn down their businesses, and then get them suckling on the government teat. They want to bring critical race theory into school. Now, critical race theory is the belief that white people are superior and hold down black people, and that white people need to step up, hold the black people's hand, and walk them to the 20th century. That's critical race theory. The idea that white people are so superior. Those are all racist as fuck. It's not about equality. It's about they want rich white liberals to take over and control the black people and lift them up. How is that any different than colonialism that they attack? It isn't. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit movement. It's a bullshit belief. And it's calling it Antifa is a way of putting fascist policies on people, controlling people, because it's against fascism. It's calling someone racist because they don't believe that a group of people is handicapped.
Right.
Is racist.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good. So Bernie Sanders, socialist.
Yeah.
Okay. And Donald Trump starts talking shit about Bernie Sanders. Because, yeah, that's what Donald Trump's going to do. He fucking sets a trap. I'm going to talk shit about Bernie Sanders, and Joe Biden walks into it. He starts talking. He's like, I'm not Bernie Sanders. I beat Bernie Sanders. I defeated Bernie Sanders. That's why I'm here, not him.
But yet has Bernie Sanders, like you said, on his side, which is not a smart thing to do. I mean, that's like saying... that's like talking shit about Kamala Harris. You know, it's like, I beat Kamala Harris.
He did that too. He fucking did that too in this debate.
This guy is fucking stupid, I'm telling you. Sorry, no offense. He's a little. Hey Grinch, how you doing? Um, yeah, we're just talking about the whole. Um, just talking about the whole debate thing. I have Doc here with me. Doc, say hi.
Grinch, I saw your live stream with your lovely life partner.
Yes, sir.
It was absolutely fantastic, and she is amazing.
We had a good 3 people watching. I don't know who was watching. Nobody commented, but thank you for popping in, saying hi. Kitten was on, and Video Creep came in too. So I want to thank you for talking. Is there? If you have any questions for us, if Doc, if you want to take questions, or if you don't mind answering a couple
Absolutely.
questions for anybody. I don't know who those people were, but um, they were they were just hopefully they were listening on a good debate. Not even a debate, just you know a good thing.
Joe Biden attacked Bernie Sanders. He said, I'm not socialist. I don't support socialism. And I don't believe in socialism. Okay. So all the Bernie bros that you brought Bernie onto your campaign to get them to vote for you, all of them just went. Or you expect they're just going to still show up and vote because they hate Trump so much. Okay, fine. Then it's as soon as he starts shitting on socialism, the moderator cuts him off. No, let's get it back to this because the moderator knows he's shitting on the Democrat Party right now. Then Trump starts quoting shit that Kamala Harris says, right? About police officers and shit like that. And Joe Biden starts saying all that stupid, and he doesn't support that. I don't support this. I don't support that. And that's when, and after a good 2 minutes of Joe Biden talking about how that's stupid, no one believes that. That's dumb. He's trying to say that because that's what he does. He lies. That's when Trump goes, no, that's what Kamala Harris said. And it's a fucking direct quote. And he's like, I don't believe that's what she said. And then moderator's like, back to the point.
Yeah, I mean, what does it matter what the probably, possibly the future vice president has to say about law enforcement and possibly the military? Because people like him, people like this guy right here, don't matter. Apparently, to some people, people like Doc don't matter because fuck the military, right?
One of my favorite fucking, oh man, there's so many great moments. Like, so Joe Biden, and I'm defending Joe Biden on this one. Joe Biden on fucking video said to a group of military members, he called them all stupid bastards. He did on video, absolutely. While addressing them, he said, clap for it, you stupid bastards. Good for you, Joe. He should have said that. It was funny as hell. You're there standing in front of a bunch of Marines and you call them stupid bastards. They laugh, they clap, they woo, yeah. It was a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. A little shit talk among men. Absolutely.
Right.
Nothing wrong with it. I have Joe's back on that one. Now, when Trump mentions that, Joe Biden says, I have never said that. I never would say that. My son is and starts talking about his son's military service. Now, one, there's nothing wrong with Joe Biden's calling a group of military men stupid bastards. Especially saying it to their face at a fucking speech where you're giving someone an award. Hell yeah. Anyone that watched this most recent Medal of Honor award done on September 11th, Donald Trump was brilliantly praising the guy's wife and kid. And he was very, very, Trump is a salesman. He's good at that. And soft, funny jabs at the Medal of Honor winner, right? He's like, so, blah, blah, blah. You got fucked up with a grenade, blah, blah, blah. But while you were recovering, I know that you are glad that it happened to you. Everyone's like, He goes, because while you were recovering in North Kakalaki, Fort Jackson, you met, and then he points out to the crowd, so-and-so, your beautiful, lovely wife. So I know all the injuries were worth it. At least you better say that, right? And the guy laughed. And the guy's wife laughed. Yeah. Now you can clip it and be like, it was worth it. Donald Trump insults. You know what? Yeah, he did insult the guy. It was a joke praising his wife. And then he talks to the kid and he goes, your dad is one of the bravest men in all the world. But you don't need me to tell you that. You already know. It's a great moment with his lips.
Yeah. You're
China.
never gonna build a wall. China. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean,
But when Joe
what do you
Biden
do on
flat
that?
out said, I've never said that. What he should have done is, what? I have never insulted our military. If you're talking about, they don't play the video. Of course.
Okay, about to say that.
The moderator definitely jumped from that one, but it was just a fucking flat out gotcha moment. It was cheap. It was a cheap gotcha moment. But what it did was it set up Joe to start talking about his kids in the military. Now, Joe has 2 children that served. One was in Iraq and got a Bronze Star, and that was Bo. And he has passed away from cancer. It was very tragic, and that is the reason he gave for not running in 2016. Very tragic.
I heard about that.
I hate that he lost a son. I can't imagine. Thoughts and prayers and sympathy to all the Biden family. And immediately after the son died, Hunter, his other son, started banging the dude's widow. Yep. This is before he knocked up the stripper. Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Last year. Yeah, he knocked up a stripper. She sued him, and they did DNA testing, and yep, it's his kid. And he knocked her up while he was dating his dead brother's wife. Yeah.
What is that? What is that called? Having a baby out of wedlock? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. But
kind of, sort of.
You know. But Hunter served in the military. He was kicked out of the military for smoking crack.
What? How do you get crack overseas? Like he wasn't in Detroit? I'm sorry.
So, dude gets busted smoking crack, kicked out of the military, and Joe Biden gives him a job in Ukraine, where all that happened. Then he went and got a job in Moscow. Then he got a job in China. Dude is making some bank. Yep. Okay, cool.
Probably never worked a day in his life.
But the whole fucking thing was just set him up. Biden starts, my fucking blah, blah, blah. And then he attacks Hunter. Now, Hunter, there's a new scandal that just came out recently about human trafficking. Dude is connected to human fucking trafficking. Hunter Biden is terrible for his dad's campaign.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is a direct fucking quote from Joe Biden. I'm not going to talk about my family and ethics. We'll talk about his family and ethics, but we're not going to talk about my family and ethics. And all the country went, yeah, no shit, you won't. Fast forward 20 minutes later, Hunter comes up again because now they're talking about China. And Trump starts bringing up Ukraine and China and then the $3.5 million that he got from Moscow and blah, blah, blah. And the moderator cuts him off that time and goes, the American people don't want to hear about Hunter Biden. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. That's why it was trending on fucking Twitter.
Well, if he's going to be the part of the first family of the United States, why it matters, obviously. That'll be like if Chris Brown ran for president. Like, are they not going to bring up him beating the shit out of Rihanna? Like, oh yeah, you were charged with domestic abuse, right?
See,
or
I don't care that much about the family, like, unless now President Carter had a brother, Bush, Buddy something. Dude was a drunk, a drug addict, a piece of shit. Made his own beer, Billy Beer or something. Who cares? Didn't affect anything. Bill Clinton's brother got caught smoking crack. Don't care. Don't fucking care. Now, Hillary Clinton's brother got a government contract called Travelgate where he stole a shit ton of money from the government. That I care about. When the vice president's son is being investigated by a prosecutor in Ukraine and our government threatens to withhold $1 billion in aid unless they stop investigating the vice president's kid, then I care. Now, George W. Bush, his niece, strung out on meth, did some bad shit. Don't care. Don't care. The Bush twins, one of George W. Bush's kids, smoked pot on the roof of the White House with fucking the dude from that 70s show. Okay. Don't care. They caught one of Obama's kids smoking pot at a concert. Don't fucking care.
It's
now,
the bad. It sucks that you're
Ivanka Trump.
It sucks that you have.
It kind of matters because she works for the president. Now, if Barron Trump is doing some shit, don't care. He's not working for the president.
Well, he's a 16-year-old.
They
shouldn't be that involved in his life anyway. To be honest, they're. I guess Obama's kids are. They're in their 20s. They're adults. But I mean, like Barron. Like if they. I don't know. If he went to if he went to Burning Man,
celebrities threatened to lock. Yeah, well, celebrities threatened to lock Barron in a cage with pedophiles, and Twitter approved it. Perfectly fine. You can say that. But if you say #free Kyle Rittenhouse, you can get a 12-hour suspension.
That's stupid.
Yep. But yeah, Donald Trump got very frustrated, and I don't agree with bringing up the stupid bastards comment because that's dumb. Joe Biden didn't do anything wrong. The biggest mistake I saw Trump make was they said, you have attacked Joe Biden for refusing to denounce Antifa. Will you denounce white supremacists? Now, one, he has. Also, they quoted the Charlottesville thing, right? Where he said, and they always use half of it, there are very good people on both sides. There are very good people on both sides. There are people that showed up from the left wearing all black with weapons to start violence. And there are some neo-Nazis that were there, and that's bad. Both of that is bad. I denounce Nazis, neo-Nazis, the Klan, racism, white supremacy. I denounce all of that. He's denounced it 1,000,000 times. Now, what the moderator did was, are you willing to denounce white supremacy and militias. Wait a minute, those are two entirely different things. Two entirely different fucking things.
Yeah.
And then they let Joe Biden pop in with the Proud Boys. First of all, the Proud Boys leader is not white. A lot of Proud Boys are not white. Also, 3%ers. I personally know about 12 of them. Of the 12, 7 are straight white males. So, yeah, they're not a white supremacy group either. They're militias.
Yep.
So, what Donald Trump should have done is what he should have said was, I denounce all forms of racial supremacy. I denounce any form of racism. And Proud Boys by name, I'm going to ask you to please stop going to these protests because it causes violent people to attack you. Stay home. That's what he should have said. What he said was, Proud Boys, stand down and stand by. The real problem here is the left, Antifa, and he was very fucking frustrated. He had that, that grin he has when he's super pissed. That was one of the first times I've really seen him fucking stumble and not say what he's thinking, not say the right thing. Like, he fucked up. That was a big fuck up because they're going to take that repeatedly and make it. He refused to denounce white supremacy. He's denounced it a million times. He's going to denounce it a million more times. No one fucking cares. He gave them a clip that they're going to use repeatedly.
Right.
But also, I'd say that's his biggest mistake. But you got Joe Biden on fucking camera saying, I do not support the Green New Deal, while he has AOC and Bernie Sanders out there campaigning for the Green New Deal for Biden. You've got Joe Biden stating on camera, I do not support socialism, while you have AOC and Bernie Sanders out there campaigning for him on behalf of socialism. You have him out there denouncing specific policies that Kamala Harris said. Kamala Harris said she will refuse to take any vaccine that comes out if Trump's connected to it at all.
Oh, Trump is connected to the vaccine that might cure COVID.
So they asked him, they said, okay, you say, and the way that Chris Wallace asked the question, he gives him the answer in the question, and Joe still doesn't pick up on it. He goes, now, you say Trump doesn't trust his scientists, but your vice president has said on record that she will not take a vaccine from the Trump administration, and she does not believe any of the science coming from the Trump administration. Do you think that you guys are adding to the American public's distrust of the information coming out? And he says, no, not at all. We trust scientists. And there are millions of scientists right here that will tell you. It's like, millions. This hospital employs millions of scientists? No, I think they employ dozens of doctors, maybe even hundreds of medical professionals, not scientists. They might have a scientist, maybe. That would be the chemist who works in phlebotomy. Otherwise, yeah, no. You got Biden shitting on Harris. You got Biden shitting on statements made by Black Lives Matter, but then defending Black Lives Matter. You got Biden shitting on Bernie Sanders, and shitting on Bernie Sanders' plans, never defending Bernie once. He talks about how he destroyed Bernie Sanders in the primary. Donald Trump says no. Pocahontas and the others dropped out of the race. Otherwise, you were losing. It was a very tight race. What happened was black people would not vote for Bernie Sanders. Hispanic people would not vote for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was only getting rich white people to vote for him. Black people voted for Biden, and Latinos refused to vote for Sanders. Something about, it's like all the Cubans right now are voting for Trump because they hate Castro. And the Democratic Party is praising Castro.
People like Castro.
Like, no one who in America who was in Cuba likes Castro at all. All these Hispanic people that fled from Guatemala and these South American countries hate socialism. They left those places to come here, get away from it. And then you have people talking about, yeah, we're going to implement those policies. No. So it's important that Joe Biden does not. The reason why he got the nomination, why the DNC pushed him, is because they saw that they could not get the minority vote with a socialist.
And
they need the minority vote.
Yeah, when these people who lived in those type of countries, they understand what's going on, although it's different politics. They know what's going on, so why would they want to have more of that in their community? I'm sure if they could vote out Castro, they would, but they don't live in a what do you call it?
Right.
They don't live in a country where that's possible, unfortunately.
So they all fled. They fled. That's why it was a little bit of a racist joke. For years, back in the 80s, it was, why does Cuba never have an Olympic swimmer? Because any Cuban that can swim lives in Miami. I mean, that's been the joke for years. There's a reason, because they fucking hated Castro. So you can't praise Castro and then win Florida. You can't do it.
No. Not if those people are actually voting. Like, I mean, those people,
which
they
vote. They are a big reason why Trump won Florida. And he's going to win Florida again because of that. But yeah, Joe Biden walking back all the far left stuff. That's good. It makes me feel better about Joe. But the fact that his vice presidential candidate is hardcore far left, and that he refused to speak out against Antifa. Now, he did say anyone that commits violence in these protests should be arrested and charged. Okay. But your vice president, Kamala Harris, she's paying the bail money for people arrested during the protests.
Which is stupid. No, the Constitution says peaceful protest. You have the right to peaceful protest. And when these people,
right.
People like Omar, fucking
Yep.
Omar, I hate Omar. Oh, AOC, Omar AOC, Bloomberg, Cuomo, whatever the fuck his name is. Biden. They're kind of trying to say that these riots in Alabama, Atlanta, and Minneapolis, and Seattle are peaceful protests. I think they're just trying to cover their ass because they don't want to be. If they say, "Oh, well, these riots are wrong," and this shouldn't happen. They should have peaceful protest. They should go about a different way. Then they're against the whole message that they want to promote. They want to promote, equality. But then they say, "Oh, this protest is wrong. Oh, the way they're going about it is wrong." Then they're against that. Then they're racist or whatever, sexist or whatever it's about.
Donald Trump won this debate on the internet, because every talking point that these people on the internet make, Joe Biden spoke out against. Joe Biden publicly said he's against the Green New Deal. But on Twitter and YouTube, all these people praised the Green New Deal and said that's why they're voting Democrat. Okay. Now, the American people who don't get on the internet, don't get on Twitter, don't have YouTube accounts, they were watching that on TV and going, man, like, there's no violence at these protests. And yeah, Joe Biden's not pro-socialist. Joe Biden's against the Green New Deal. Yeah, Joe Biden's he would have reacted quicker to COVID. He was never against the travel ban. He's attacking Trump for letting Italians come in. Yeah. He never attacked Trump saying, why'd you let all the Chinese come in? No, he said, and Donald Trump let how many people come in from Italy? Yeah, those are called soldiers who are stationed there. Just saying.
It's all a big mess. I mean, whoever we get in office, and it's what are we gonna do? Like, honestly, are you gonna if Biden wins the election, are you gonna go out and riot in the street and demand that Trump be put back in office? Yeah, it's like me neither. It's just one of those things where it's like, I think he tried, and that's the biggest thing. You gotta. It's hard, especially in this climate, this political climate after Obama, and you should try. And he tried, and he did a lot of the things he said he set out to do. He tried to fix the unemployment rate in the black community, which he did. It's the lowest, almost the lowest it's ever been. Well, I mean, now
most pro-black president. He is the most pro-black president we've had.
Pro-gay president too.
I don't see him being pro or anti-gay. I see him being very. I don't fucking care about all of it. Like,
what is it like? Honestly, what is it?
Like, we've never had a pro-gay president, and everyone that says Obama, fuck you, you're an idiot. He was very anti-gay. I mean, don't ask, don't tell never should have happened. Never fucking should have happened. And the fact that Obama did not repeal it, that the army stopped enforcing it, and Obama waited until after his first term was over to be like, quietly, because there are certain communities that are very, very anti-gay. And this will make people mad, but the black community is not the most tolerant of the gay community.
Neither is the Mexican community. That, if I'm being honest, right. We're being honest. Well, yeah. I don't think any community for that, like for any race, is pro, because they have their own set of a lot of usually majority of people that I know who are Mexicans are usually Catholics. Not generalizing, right. Those people that I know are Catholics. So anyway,
non-religious people are the most pro-gay.
Right. They don't care. They don't have anything. They don't have a deity they're trying to, uphold. They don't have anybody they're trying to like. Oh, you need to do this and all this stuff. Muslims, Islam,
Jewish people and white Episcopalians are the most tolerant of the gay community as far as deeply religious people go in this country, and the black community is more Christian than the white community. The Hispanic community is more religious, more Christian than the white community. The white community has the lowest number of religious people. So, yeah, white, non-religious people are generally liberals, traditionally. There's been a huge change lately, but yeah, the atheist community's mostly been Democrat. So Donald Trump, he would need to get those votes. Obama didn't need those votes. Those people were never going to vote for John McCain. Never going to happen. those people were never going to vote for Mitt Romney for sure. Damn sure weren't going to vote for Mitt Romney.
Right, because
So
Mitt
whose
Romney
vote do you need?
he was a
Right?
Christian from Texas. He's like nobody's going to vote for
No,
people
Mitt
who are
Romney's a Mormon from Michigan.
Oh, I was thinking of what?
You're
I don't know
thinking
why.
Ted Cruz?
No, I don't know why. He's a governor. He was a governor. I was thinking of Perry for some reason.
Oh yeah, Rick Perry. Rick
I don't
Perry
know
was a
why I was
good
thinking of
governor. Terrible debater.
before Abbott.
Yeah.
My
Rick
uncle has a
Perry put that dude on a campaign stage and he just handed it over. Like,
to the other person.
man, he's a worse debater than Joe Biden.
You know the thing with the thing.
Like, I shit you not, Rick Perry got on fucking stage at a debate and attacked Mormons.
Huh? Really? The fucking Mormon.
He was talking to Mitt Romney. He's like, well, of course he'd say that. You're a fucking Mormon. And it's like, campaign's done right there.
Right.
You're done. You're done, kid. You're done.
Who keeps messaging you? I hear your thing go off. Who keeps messaging?
Oh, that's Twitter.
Twitter. Oh.
Yeah. I should
What are
turn
they?
that ringtone down.
What are they saying on Twitter?
Depends. I'm a big into the horror community, and for the most part, they're all like Cthulhu 2020. We're already fucked. And then the geek community, the Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings groups that I'm in, they're all like, yeah, they're all like, either Trump won hands down, or why is Joe Biden on stage? Shouldn't he be in a retirement home?
Yeah. And that's what we talked about in class today. I'm in a government class, which I should be more able to talk about this kind of stuff. But you know, Doc's been around for way longer than I have, so he can probably go more in depth on it. Plus, he watched the debate. I didn't watch it. But we're in a government class, and we talked about today is like these people who are socialists and they want to like spread the wealth. They're all about that business. I'm like, if you want to spread the wealth, you're like, oh, we gotta spread the wealth. Everybody gets equal. It's like, well, then why would you ever want to do anything? Like, why would you ever want to be anybody? Because you're gonna make the same amount of money as everybody else. Like, why would you want to be like everybody else?
I wrote a paper in college a couple hundred years ago, way back.
Back in the day, back in you were in class with Lincoln, right?
Yeah. So way back when, before John Kerry ran against Bush in the second term, that long ago.
Oh, God.
And I made the argument that Max Weber, if you've ever read it, it's Max Weber, but he's German. So it's Max Weber. He always argued against Karl Marx. And the argument is communism and socialism will work on paper in a small group. But the problem is people. Communism will never work because of people. You can look at Animal Farm, right? The minute someone takes charge, right? Because the humans running the farm were fucking awful, terrible shitheads. So the animals take over. Got it. What happens? The pigs start wearing suits, walking on their hind legs, and they become the people. They work the workhorse to death. Everyone is suffering, but the pigs are wearing fucking tuxedos and lighting cigars with $100 bills because that's what happens. The motivating factor for, I call it the 3 F's, right? The 3 F's are the only things that motivate us: food, fight, and fuck. Anytime humans are introduced to a new thing, what do we try to do? We try to kill it, we try to eat it, or we try to fuck it, right? Vikings get in their fucking boats and they show up in Greenland. What do? They see some no one there. All right, start a farm. Oh, let's go to Nova Scotia. Oh, what do we see? Brown people. All right,
We're gonna eat them.
we're gonna fight them and fuck them. That's why there is Viking DNA still to this day in Nova Scotia. Why did Hawaiians never invade Africa?
I don't know.
Or Australia? Or Hawaiians never really invaded anybody. Because the food is plentiful. The women are hot and naked. And you're on an island, no one's really going to fuck with you.
Unless, you got a military.
Unless they show up there, right?
Right.
So up until white people showed up, Hawaii was just like,
Chilling.
they fought with each other, but they didn't fucking build giant warships to go invade places. No, they were happy where they were. That's why the sun never set on the English Empire. You know why the sun never set on the English Empire? The women are ugly. The weather's shitty. The food is god-awful. And there's nothing good there. So what do? You build a fucking navy and you invade France. Food's a little better. Women still suck. All right, let's go to... Fuck it. Let's go all the way down to Italy.
Germany.
Let's
Food's
go
good.
hit Australia. Let's fucking Hong Kong. The United States. Like, they went everywhere because everywhere was better than England.
Yeah. Do you think how different do you think the world would be if hypothetically we never got the British never came or never lost the American Revolution? How far do you think we would be as a society? Do you think we'd be better off, or do you think we'd be in the same kind of plane we are now?
Definitely would not be better off.
There'd be no murders.
The French Revolution never would have happened. And those two, the American Revolution is why the French won the war. And France is why the Americans won the war.
Right.
See, us forming a partnership with France, and we even tried to form a partnership with Russia. Russia gave us money, but that's about it. That is what took England out of the picture, right? And it opened up Europe to compete again because England was just dominating. Everyone else was sort of stagnated. The two biggest problems that have faced the first world, global powers, has been Queen Victoria chose the wrong person to become leader of Germany. And Kennedy was elected president. Those are the two biggest disasters I can think of in the last 200 years.
Why do you say it was Kennedy?
Because Kennedy was a pussy and an idiot. Kennedy was scared of Russia, and Kennedy was scared of the government. Yeah, Kennedy was scared of the CIA. Kennedy was a fucking control freak, and he did not want anyone else to have any control over anything. So He shits the bed with Cuba, Bay of Pigs. All he fucking had to do was go, all right, you guys gonna do this? All right, cool. No. He fucking last second went, wait, I don't want CIA to really have any, no, cancel. And then all the Cubans show up to fight Castro with no air support. Boom, slaughtered. Cuba, still dictatorship today. That caused the Russian Missile Crisis, which strengthened Russia, which allowed Russia to fucking roll over Eastern Europe and just fucking cause so much fucking misery. I was in Czechoslovakia, right? I've been to Estonia. I've been to Albania, right? I was there before the wall fell. Like, I remember the USSR very much. And I remember what it was like for people that fucking lived there. It fucking blew ass. Terrible. How many people suffered because Kennedy was a fucking womanizing control freak and would not fucking let the CIA solve a fucking problem? So yeah, everyone keeps saying Oswald's the reason who shot him. Oswald worked for the KGB. The KGB was pissed when Kennedy died. When all those fucking Kremlin files that leaked, yeah, they were pissed Kennedy died. They loved Kennedy being in office because they walked all over him. First fucking thing Johnson did when he became president was send troops to Vietnam. Be like, we're going to stand up against communism. And right after him, Americans started jumping into South America to fight communism, to keep Russian influence out of there. Nixon fucking went to China. First president to go to communist China. Like, Kennedy dying was a big blow to communism. So yeah, Kennedy being president was a fucking horrible thing. That's why Cuba fell. That's why all of this shit.
Well, I mean, I can imagine in the 80s, growing up, and you grew up in the 80s, can imagine what it was like, being you were overseas when all that stuff was going on with all the Russians and everything, right? So I could only imagine what it would be like, to come home, for the rest of your distant family to be overseas and then be on the other, in the United States while you're overseas and, either Russia or they get attacked by Russia or, somebody worse and everything. It's
you
just
got
crazy.
all these people would flee Eastern Europe. They would escape Russia and escape Slovenia and this and that, like desperately trying to go where? Fievel's Tale, right? Whole fucking thing is basically about Russian Jews escaping to get to America. Like, that's what the country was full of. Now you got fucking assholes that are like, oh, we need to bring communism. People like Vaush. Fuck you. You're an idiot. You're a child. You're an American child who's never traveled, never seen anything, and you've never spoken to anyone outside of your little echo chamber bubble. There's a reason why these people that are over the age of 50 are like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No. Well, those people are the problem with the world. Really? Because they got it better off than their parents did. You got it better off than they did. So, yeah, what's the problem? Shit's improving. Everyone that says America's most racist country in the world. Oh, okay. Go to China. Go to Mexico. Go to Italy. Go to Poland. Go to Egypt. I would say America, the UK, and Australia strongly compete for the least racist country in the world.
What about Sweden?
Sweden?
Yeah, what about Sweden?
Sweden's full of Nazis, like legit Nazis. Yeah, Sweden's got a very, very strong racism component. Now, as a country, as a government, as policies, no. But yeah.
Just some of the people there.
There's a very strong sentiment there. And Sweden today is the #1 country for grenade attacks.
Really?
Yep. Or at least they were in 2014. It may have changed. Yeah, Sweden has a real problem with racism right now. Mostly because they have all the no-go zones. They brought in too many refugees. And then they put the refugees in, they form their own little groups, their own little towns. And yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff going on. Poland's definitely racist.
Germany.
Oh, fuck. Germany. When Germany was a country, it fucking had some strong racism. I definitely remember black soldiers would, they always had the ladies, but the men hated them. Like, there were certain bars where they'd pick fights with the black soldiers. Not because they're Americans, but because they're black. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone that says,
well, you've seen the signs about like at China where it says black people are not allowed in the store.
In McDonald's. Yeah, and look what they did to the fucking Star Wars poster. And yeah, and they're putting Muslims in prison camps. Like, LeBron James, you fucking pussy. You will tweet all fucking day about President Trump and how American black people are afraid to walk the streets at night. But you'll shill your happy ass off for fucking China. You won't stand for anyone to talk about Hong Kong. Yeah. But you'll shill for fucking Nike, and Nike will suck China's dick.
It sucks, man.
Anyone that says America is racist, yeah, there's some racism there. Ask your parents if it's better or worse.
Oh.
Ask your grandparents.
My dad can
right.
My parents both grew up in they grew up in the 70s and the 80s. You know, they had parents. They grew up, not my grandparents, okay, but they had friends.
But their peers.
Their parents, they grew up in the 50s and the 60s. Now, a lot of them are really accepting of people because, people adapt, people grow, people, people grow. They grow as people. But grandparents, Jesus.
My grandparents' generation, the Democrats were calling in the National Guard to keep black people from going to public schools. That's my grandparents' generation. And to listen to 19-year-olds today talk about America's more racist than it's ever been.
I don't think so.
Like, kiss my ass.
Well, no, my uncle.
Kiss my fucking ass.
Well, people will say because I voted for.
Yeah.
I didn't vote. I can't vote. But people say because I support the president that I'm a racist. I'm like, no, I don't think so. My uncle or my grandparents, my grandpa's uncle, they went to a all-black school because it was the closest one to their house. You can only go to school.
In Georgia, went to an all-black school.
Yeah, and so there's probably maybe a couple more than them, but as far as I know, there was 4 white kids in an all-black school in a little small town in Texas. Now, if that doesn't call for an ass beating every single day or being picked on by their peers around them, then I don't see that. But that never happened. He said that everybody was nice. He said if I was nice to a person, then they were nice to me. It was just that mutual respect for each other. He said I never got in a fight with anybody, never had a disagreement with anybody, never was rude to anybody unless they were rude back. And which is, that's warranted, if they were, but he said that he never picked a fight with anybody because he respected people. He respected, doesn't matter what race you are, just like anybody now. It's like, do unto others as you would yourself, And he, like I said, he went to an all
Blair
black
White.
school.
Blair White has moved to Texas, and she had a welcome to Texas party, and she had protesters. And people were like, see, that's what you get for moving to Texas. And she said, yeah, when I did this in LA, I had 10 times as many protesters and get my hand broken. So, yeah, people can label Texas as racist. For the last 20 years, University of Texas has waived testing for all incoming black students. Like, you don't have to take the ACT to get in. If you went to school, if you graduated from school in Texas and you're from Texas, all in-state residents. Seems a bit racist to me, but not really racist against black people.
No, but it's not fair. If you want all the students, it's good that all the students be on the same playing field. Doesn't matter what race you are, doesn't matter what sex you are. All that matters is, hey, this is our test. This is how you get into school. Take it. If you fail it, you don't get in. And if you pass it, you can come in, or we'll accept you. And it should be based on merits and not what race you are. It doesn't matter if you're a black, gay, transsexual, atheist from Alabama coming to the University of Texas. That shouldn't matter. It should matter, hi, I was top of my class at my school. I took this test, got in, and I earned a spot to being at the school. It shouldn't matter if you're a woman. It shouldn't matter if you're a man. It shouldn't matter if you're however many there are.
I honestly think I honestly think the only thing that should matter is the test score. Like
your merits.
Like, take name, take race, take gender, take everything off the application, right? You get you put down your social security number. Or you put down a fucking number, right? You fucking fill out your paperwork. They give you a fucking application number. And boom, you do that. You take the test. And they go, okay, these are the test scores. These are the grades. Good to go. Or, they test badly, but they perform well in class. So they have good grades, bad test score.
Yeah.
They have bad grades, but a good test score. Right? So, yeah, throw both those, because I've always gotten the argument, well, I test badly. Well, I've always been of the mindset that, so, get better at testing.
Right. No, I think everybody, there's people who perform under pressure, and I guess testing has a lot of pressure. Honestly, it's just another piece of paper I have to sign and fill out. If next time I'll study. A lot of times I don't study, but I usually pass anyway because I'm a good student. And, I usually don't pass, but I usually pass my tests. Sometimes I don't, but, I didn't try. And that's the thing is, a lot of people, they won't try. They don't need to try in school because they're going to get waived like that. That's not right. They said, oh, these people have to try. These people have to actually try to get into school. But, just because you're black or you're Mexican or you're Arabic, it shouldn't matter.
Or back in the day, because you're white.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Or, they're not, it's not keeping everybody on an equal, what everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be equal.
Right.
I hate to use the word segregating. This is segregating the students from the schools. And you want to make the school be more diverse, let them be more diverse. If they're suck at testing, if they don't have good grades, then they don't deserve to be in the school. They don't deserve to be, taking up space in the classroom if they're not going to try, if they're not going to put in effort, if they don't show that they actually have what it takes to be part of any school. And that's any school. It doesn't matter if you're University of Texas. It doesn't matter if you're Notre Dame. If you go to Harvard, if you go to fucking, I don't know, community college, go to clown college for all I care. If you don't have the merits, you don't deserve to be part of the school. If you work hard and you do the work and, and you show up and you take tests and you pass, then you deserve to get your diploma just like everybody else.
I can remember first day of school, way back in the 1700s, over in Europe, Frau Meyer would fucking sit us all down. Frau is German for miss. Sorry. So the teacher would sit us all down and we'd take a reading test. We would take reading, math, science, and social studies. Took those 4 tests. And you got 1 to 3 grades, 1, 2, or 3. And that grade was which classroom you went to. They would take the top 25% or the top 33% for each subject for each classroom.
Right.
Or 25% or something like that. Yeah, because it was 4 periods. So, yeah, you basically got 4 classrooms worth of kids. And they all flipped and switched and whatnot. So, and they were all like, it was like a little pod of classes, right? And there was never more than 20 kids in a classroom, but
right.
like you'd go to pick the corner you go to for your lesson. And our pod would eat together. And so, yeah, it's like, he's in my class. There's like 4 classrooms, our little group. And you got the help you needed, or you got to push further. No one was slowed down and no one was left behind. I thought it was a great system. Everyone learned to their best.
Right. Did they ever move up in a grade? Like if they say, oh, well, now you're part of this percentage, you're part of this percentile, you need to be in this class. Did they ever do that, or did they just leave them in the same class and they just excelled faster than the rest of their peers?
Well, you didn't like constantly have tests, but if you were in like the top 25%, but you weren't doing very well, then they'd bump you down. But it wasn't like you're getting demoted to group 3. It was, hey, we're going to move you to this classroom. We just got too many people here, but you got friends over there. We're going to move you to Tommy's group for reading from now on. Oh,
but Tommy picks his nose and can't do math.
And so, I mean, you're always flip-flopping. And yeah, people got moved a lot, but you were already getting moved for different subjects. So sometimes you're going to take that subject with this group, but it always worked out because you're all kind of together. It's almost like when the teacher in the classroom and go, all right, guys, we're going to split up into groups. It's like basically doing that for 4 of the subjects a day. And sometimes you trade groups. Hey, we're going to move you over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good system. And the reason why they don't do it everywhere is because people say, oh, that's not fair. Fuck fair. Maybe just the military upbringing, but they would take people that run and they'd put them in 3 fucking groups. A train, B train, and the caboose. How fast you run determines on which running group you go to. Because
right,
they take the entire fucking... Yeah, you take the entire platoon and you run together, you get that fucking snake effect, and you get the fast guys that are like, oh, I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm wasting my time. And then you get the slow guys that are like, oh, I'm dying here. It's going to take me 3 days to recover. This is bad. So you split the fucking people up into 3 groups.
Right.
And
they're not going to make
everyone improves.
Well, it's in football. They're not going to make the big guys, the guys who are on the front line. They're not going to make them run with the quarterback and the running backs and all them. They're not going. Those are fast guys. Those are guys who can do a 4-minute mile. You get guys that are 6 foot, 300 pounds trying to run with the guys who are, 5'2" and run and are 90 pounds. It's not going to work. You're halfway to the field and they're already there and back.
I mean, people make the argument, well, that's not fair. What's fair is everyone gets to fucking run and work out and improve. Everyone is improving. It's not fair to make my slow ass fucking struggle trying to keep up with you while you're doing a 6-minute mile. That's not fair to me. And it's not fair to you to make you go, all right, we need you to slow down to a 9-minute mile.
Damn.
Because, well, what's fair is we all run together. Yeah, but we're not, the fucking universe isn't fair. Right? When you look out there, the cheetah doesn't go, okay, how fast should I run away from you, lion? Because we got to be fair. No.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and I was gonna say, I think if you work hard enough, for some people, they might be up in the guys who could run the 8-minute mile instead of the guys who are doing the 10-minute mile. Like some of the guys that we knew in school that they were doing 10-minute miles. When you get people up there doing 4-minute to 6-minute miles, they're running, they're hauling ass. And if you work hard, if you want to be doing be part of the guys who are doing the 6-minute miles, then you got to work to do it. It doesn't just happen overnight. So if you want to be in the front with the guys, and you want to be noticed, and you work your ass off, then you can do that. And it's been done before, so it's not impossible, and that'll be like putting a 90-pound guy on the front line and saying, hey, we're all this is equal. We're gonna make Derek over there, who's 6'8", 300 pounds, and he's gonna be the running back for this play. They're not gonna do that. They wouldn't put the kicker as center on the Cowboys. As a center on the Cowboys, and the other guy be kicking the ball. No, they're not going to do that. Not because it's fair. It's not because that's.
And I know I did the old man.
That would be funny, but.
And I know I did the old man telling a long-winded story, but that is why communism does not work.
Right.
Like, on paper, yes, but the world isn't that way. You can't make things equal. What you can do is try to help those who need help and try to stop those that are hurting others, right? Like, a laissez-faire, let everyone do whatever they want economically does not work. You need to bust up monopolies. You need to
we don't need the Carnegies and the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers taking over everything. That's like Disney. Disney's becoming a monopoly.
Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah. You need Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt, these are 3 things I want my economy to do. 1, break up the fucking monopolies. 2, I want things to be made in the United States, generate jobs in the United States, and I want that to be incentivized by taxing shit that comes in. You want to make Nikes in China? Great. Well, 1, China has human rights violations. So, boom, right there.
They're letting 10-year-olds work in a factory.
Let's put a 20% tax there. Also, China is not the United States, so 15% tax there. So that's a 35% tax. And yeah, so everything, it's now going to cost you 35% more to make shit in China.
Yep.
You know what? It'd be cheaper to just make that in India. That's going to cost 15% more. Oh, okay. Better than China? Sure, because India's not guilty of human rights violations. But
they're working in sweatshop labor, pretty much.
But if you want to avoid that 15% extra cost, bring it to United States or bring it to a country that has preferred nation status, like Mexico, right? Mexico, as long as 70% of the product is made in the United States, then we're not going to tax the shit out of it.
Right. Well, it's
So
like
you can make
Harley.
some of your car parts in Mexico.
Well, most of Harley is made in the United States, but a lot of their like
Right.
clothing and products and stuff like that is made in Mexico.
Yes.
And so when they say "made in America" or "made in the USA," yeah, it's made in the USA, but it's not 100%. So they can't say 100% made in the USA because that would be lying. And so, what?
And I know the argument about, well, that just makes things cost more. Yes, in a way it does. But who made the best steel in the world? England. England made the best steel in the world. But they taxed so fucking much for you to bring it in from England. It's better to make it in America. It's cheaper.
Right.
Now, Carnegie came along and he started making steel as good as the British. And that's why he fucking dominated. Now,
Right.
monopoly laws should have stopped that from happening.
Well, yeah, and these other people were trying to start steel companies, but Carnegie's like, I'll just buy your land and I'll buy your thing, I'll buy you out. And that's how he became so big, because he bought so many steel mills and stuff like that. And
so that's like why monopolies are bad. But promoting shit made here is good because how many jobs were created? It raises the cost. Right. It raises the cost, but it also raises the cost. It also raises the income, right?
Right.
Who has the best cotton in the world?
Egypt.
Yep. So why did the American South grow so much fucking cotton?
Because we had abundance of it. Why not?
Because it was cheap as hell to buy American cotton, but Egyptian cotton was expensive because we taxed the shit out of it. Now, you think France and England and everyone else bought our cotton? Not really. Not for a long time. They just bought the Egyptian stuff. Why was it so expensive for Americans to buy it? Because we taxed the shit out of it. Well, fuck, right. I'm not going to buy Egyptian cotton for $8 a bushel. I'm going to buy Alabama cotton for $1.20.
Yeah. And going back to politics, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she denied a Amazon facility built in her area, which cost thousands, like tens of thousands of
25,000 jobs.
Yeah, it's
25,000.
And because of, I can't remember exactly what it was, but she cost 25,000 jobs. That could have helped so many people in her community.
Her argument against it was that the city of New York was going to give Amazon $3 billion off in taxes. They basically told Amazon, you don't pay us the first $3 billion in tax. That's what she was against. Now, 25,000 people getting $10 an hour, just to keep numbers simple, right?
Yeah,
that's what? $250,000 an hour. Okay. Yeah. Now you're going to tax 30% of that. So yeah, $75,000 an hour in fucking income tax was going to come into the city. $75,000 an hour. Nope, because $3 billion is not coming from that corporation. Yes, but $75,000 an hour for the next 40 fucking years. You're an idiot. You don't know how economy works.
She shouldn't even be in office. She shouldn't even be in Congress. She shouldn't even be in that, because she's not experienced enough to even be part of that.
Is she stupid, or is she really smart with a plan? Now, maybe she's too stupid to understand how the economy works. Maybe. Or maybe she knows that if people are working, they have jobs and they now have money and they can buy stuff and they can take care of themselves, then what is she going to offer them to make them vote for her? Now, if they're working and they're like, oh man, we got jobs, things are going all right, and she's over there going, hey, I'm going to raise your taxes to give money to people. These people are like, fuck you. No, I like my money. Don't take my money away. But you get unemployed people who aren't paying taxes and go, hey, I'm going to give you an extra $10,000 a year. I'm voting for her. Yeah, but that extra $10,000 a year comes from everyone else paying more in taxes.
Yeah, which is
but if those fuckers aren't paying taxes because they're unemployed because they live in her shitty fucking district, then absolutely keep the jobs out and raise taxes on other people. And then your people vote for you.
And on that
or
note,
maybe she's just really stupid.
Yeah, that too. And on that note, I think I'm going to end it because we already at an hour and 41 minutes. So trying to end it here.
Oh shit! I thought it said $1. I thought it said an hour 31.
Sorry. Oh no, I looked at it a minute ago. I was like, oh shit, it's an hour and 35 minutes. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. The two people who are still watching. Thank you, Grinch. Thank you, Video Creep. Thank you, Mommy Kitten. Thank all you guys for tuning in, watching. Remember to subscribe to Doc and go follow him on Instagram and Twitter. I think I put it in the description already. So go like those, go follow him. And then obviously go follow me and on my Instagram and Twitter and subscribe, and go subscribe to him as well. But anyway, I want to thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.